Alright, welcome back to German with Johan Berlin. And today we are beginning with the next part of Art 2, Stufe Art 2. And the first topic we'll be taking is how to make the passive speech in German. Yes. So what is the passive speech? Like until up till now we've learned the active sentences. Now we'll be trying to do the passive sentences. The idea is like basically I bake the cake, that's the active speech. The the cake is being baked by me. This is the passive speech. So what is the idea? That the person is not basically the most important thing in the sentence. The action is the most important and what is happening. Yes. So the cake is being baked. So it shows a process. Something is ongoing, something is happening. It's called Vorgangspassive. That's the kind of passive we'll be learning. Passive which shows a process. Yes, it's called Vorgangspassive. All right. Now, like in English, we said the cake is being baked by me. So is being could be understood as a passive helping verb in English. Yes, in German, we'll find its equivalent. Let's have a look. But first, we also could mix up the tenses. Instead of saying the cake is being baked by me, we could also have said the cake was being baked by me. The difference is this is passive present, passive speech. This is passive past. Yes, fantastic. So the helping verb in German to make a passive sentence, das Hilfeverb ist werden. Ja, werden heißt is being und wurden bedeutet was being. Yes, so basically this is your present, this is your past tense, and these are your helping verbs to make a sentence. Now, before we learn more about this, let's quickly conjugate the verb werden und wurden. Yes, let's correct this. Wurden. So it looks something like this. Ich werde, du wirst, sie, es wird. It's unregelmäßig verb, it's irregular verb. Yes, it ends with a D here. Then again, wir werden, ihr werdet, sie, sie werden. So basically these two are, this particular part is a little irregular, where it ends with a D. Okay, moving forward, ich wurde, du wurdest, sie, es wurde. Wir wurden, ihr wurdet, sie, sie wurden. Perfect. So this is again your past form of werden, wurden. So this is being, this is was being. Now let's look at the structure. And the structure is passive speech is when the object of a sentence becomes the subject of the sentence. It is used to emphasize on the action rather than the person doing it, thus mainly used to show procedure. Yes. So how do we do it? We convert any one object of the sentence into the subject, and the subject becomes the agent. Now, what is the agent? If you look at the sentence, the cake is being baked by me. By me is the agent. Earlier in the active sentence, I said I baked the cake. Now I changed into by me. So by me is the agent. That's what I mean. The subject becomes the agent. Yes, write the main verb in perfect, and the main verb bake has been written in perfect, baked. Yes, so all the 3 points could be seen here. We converted the object, that is the cake, into the subject. That's here, the cake is being baked. We changed the subject of the active speech into the agent in the passive speech, and we changed the main verb to bake into perfect, baked. Yes. So we'll have a look at a little diagram to understand it better. I bake a cake is being baked by me or from me. Basically, I changes to agent if you follow the arrow. So I becomes from me, agent. Yes. Bake becomes baked, the perfect tense. And a cake, which is the object, becomes the subject. A cake. Object becomes subject. It's always written in nominative. Yes. And the helping verb is being. That's the helping verb. So if you follow this in the German, it'll be Ich backe einen Kuchen. It'll become basically something like this. If you follow it, Ich will become von mir. That's the person through whom the action is happening. Yes. Bake will become gebacken. That's the perfect tense of backen, gebacken. And einen Kuchen, that's the object of the sentence, who bakes what, will now become the subject, ein Kuchen. So why did it become ein Kuchen from einen Kuchen? Here it was written primarily in accusative. Yes, who bakes what? So it was einen, but now it becomes the subject. That means it becomes nominative. Yes, so when the object turns to the subject in passive, it'll be written in nominative. Perfect. So ein Kuchen wird von mir gebacken. Where did the wird come from? It's the helping verb we spoke about in the present tense, is being. Yes, and it's written in third person. Ich werde, du wirst, yes, wird. Fantastic. So what are the steps you need to remember? It's just again written here. Steps to convert any active sentence into passive sentence. You basically begin right here. Let's see. The object of the active sentence turns into the subject. Yes, the object of the active sentence, that is ein Kuchen, yes, becomes the object, that becomes the subject of the passive sentence, ein Kuchen. Okay. The helping verb werden is conjugated for the new subject according to the past present werden or wurden. So basically the helping verb werden is conjugated for Kuchen. Yes, if it's the present, it's werden. If it's past, it's wurden. And if it's more than one Kuchen, let's say die Kuchen, yes, then you could have said werden. So depending on the gender of Kuchen, you'll need to conjugate the helping verb. Okay, the subject of the active sentence turns into the agent. That's the person from whom action is being done. So ich, like I said, becomes von mir, from whom. Von is the preposition we'll be using. It's like from, and it's a dative preposition. So you need to remember it. Whatever comes after von must be dative. Ich, mich, mir. Mir is dative, so I wrote dative. Yes, from me. Perfect. Okay, the last one. The main verb is written in perfect tense. So the verb backen wird geschrieben in perfect. Das heißt gebacken. Fantastic. So let's get started with the structure of the sentence. Now, when you look at the sentence, ein Kuchen wird von mir gebacken, it's like first the ein Kuchen is written, which is the object as subject in nominative. Then comes your helping verb werden, which we have here, werden or wurden, if it's past or present. Then you have the agent, from whom, yes, agent. Then you have the main verb in perfect, gebacken. Yes, backen becomes gebacken. Now moving forward, if you look at another sentence, for example, der Mann lädt den Nachbarn ein. What is einladen? To invite. So the man invites the neighbor. So basically again, we'll begin with the object as subject. That will be den Nachbar will become the subject. We'll turn it into nominative. So it will become der, die, das, die. That's masculine, der. So der Nachbar. Conjugate the verb werden. Yes, according to the new subject. Nachbar is masculine, singular. Yes, so we'll say basically ich werde, du wirst, sie, es wird. Very good. The Nachbar wird. Then we'll introduce the agent with the help of von. Yes, we'll say von dem Mann, from the man. And then we'll introduce the verb einladen, which is to invite, in perfect form. If you remember how to make perfects, you add the GE in a trennbares Verb, separable verb in between. It becomes eingeladen. You end this one with EN. Perfect. The Nachbar wird von dem Mann eingeladen. Now, let's look at more sentences here. So the man invites the female. Okay, not the female, it's the plural. The man invites the neighbors, yes. So basically we'll follow the structure. First, we'll change the object of the sentence, who invites who, into the subject. That means die Nachbarn accusative will become die Nachbarn nominative. Yes, though it looks the same. Der, die, das, die, den, die, das, die. Both have the same die. So die Nachbarn, now we'll introduce the verb, helping verb, which is werden or wurden. How will we decide if it's present or past? As you see, it's written in the present. Yeah, the man invites the neighbors. So we'll carry on with the present tense, that's werden, conjugated for the Nachbarn. That's third person plural. That's ich werde, du wirst, sie, es wird. Wir laden, wir werden, ihr werdet, sie, sie werden. Perfect. Die Nachbarn werden from the man. Das vom dem Mann. How did I get dem? Von is dative, and dative articles are dem, der, dem, den. So masculine is dem. So then die Nachbarn werden von dem Mann. Then the main verb is einladen. If you remember, we'll change it into perfect eingeladen. Yes, the neighbors are being invited from the man. Yes. Mark visits the uncle. Mark besucht den Onkel. We'll follow the structure. First, we'll pick up the object, turn it into the subject. Okay, so who visits whom? It's written in accusative. Turn it into nominative. It's der, die, das, die, masculine, der Onkel. Yes, their uncle will introduce the helping verb, that's werden. It's in the present tense and it's third person singular. So we'll say their uncle werd. Then we'll say the agent, that's von, and we'll write Mark, von Mark, and the verb is besuchen. Perfect, it becomes besucht. The be beginning verbs do not mostly get a ge, so you don't say gebesucht, that sounds pretty off. You simply say besucht. The Onkel wird von Mark besucht. The uncle is being visited from Mark. Okay, now let's find out. We have another sentence here. Let's quickly find a quick tip. Now, if in an active sentence the subject is empty, we do not carry it forward in the passive sentence. That means we do not carry forward the agent if the agent basically in the active form is basically empty. What do I mean by empty? If you look at this sentence, one drinks a lot of beer in Berlin. So who drinks? One. One is an empty subject. I didn't specify. It's just like one. Could be anyone. Yes. So when you write it in German, in passive, beer is being drunk a lot in Berlin. You'll simply say beer is being drunk a lot in Berlin. You'll not say from one. Yes. Don't need to say that. It's irrelevant. Yes. So here is the sentence. Let's do it ourselves. Man trinkt viel Bier in Berlin. Trinken is to drink. Viel is like very, very much. Yes. Okay. So we'll write it here. One drinks a lot of beer in Berlin. So basically we'll change beer as the subject. So it'll become from the object, it'll become subject, beer. Now we'll write the verb werden, conjugated werd, singular, beer werd. Now we'll not write von man. That doesn't make sense because man is an empty subject, doesn't bring any new information. We rather let it be. So we simply say beer werd viel in Berlin getrunken. Yes. So beer is drunk a lot in Berlin. Fantastic. Yes. So okay, now moving forward, if we have more than two subjects or objects, yes, if there are more than two objects in a sentence, like Jackson gibt den Freunden eine Party, we could choose which object should we pick up to make a passive sentence. So basically, Jax gives to the friends a party. Jackson gives to the friends a party. We have two objects. Who gives to whom what? So either you could pick up to whom, that's the indirect object, or you could pick up what, eine Party, that's a direct object. Yes. So first we'll go with the underlined option, that's eine Party. So basically we'll say a party is being given by Jackson to the friends. So what is being given? Eine Party. It'll be written as a subject in nominative. That's der, die, das, die. So we'll basically be writing in feminine. That is be ein and the e from the, eine Party. Then we'll say the helping verb werden, conjugated for third person. Eine Party wird von Jackson. Very good. To whom? To the friends. Dative, dem, der, dem, den. It's already written. Den Freunden. So we'll repeat. Den Freunden. Yes, eine Party wird von Jackson den Freunden. The main verb is to give, geben. Now, if you remember, its perfect form is a little different. It's like we add a ge to geben and we say gegeben. Yes, very good. Einfach. Simple. So eine Party wird von Jackson den Freunden gegeben. A party is being given by Jackson to the friends. Super duper. Now, as I mentioned, you could also pick up the other object, that's den Freunden, that's the indirect object, and try to make a passive with that. So let's do it in English first. So Jackson gives to the friends a party. So you'll say to the friends the party is given by Jackson. Yes. So you need to emphasize to the friends. So when you see that if in a sentence there is a dative object, like you see here, it's to the friends. If there is a dative object in an active sentence, when you turn it into passive, the object, when it becomes the subject, it remains dative. Why does it remain dative? Because if I change it into nominative, the meaning would change. That means if I write the friends a party is given by Jackson, yes, I changed to the friends, which is dative, into nominative. That's the friends. The meaning changed. It doesn't even mean anything. The friends a party is given by Jackson. It should have been to the friends. So that's why we need to understand when there is dative, it needs to remain dative in passive. Yes. And when you conjugate the verb werden, you will conjugate the verb werden in third person singular. Yes. What do I mean by that? Let's have a look. So the sentence says basically Jackson gibt den Freunden eine Party. The highlighted word is den Freunden. It's dative. As per the rule, dative remains dative. So when we made it into the subject, it remains den Freunden. I did not write die Freunde in nominative. Yes, because I wanted it to be to the friends. That's den Freunden. Then we'll use the verb werden. We'll conjugate it in third person, irrespective of this subject here. Though it's plural, we'll write only werd. Den Freunden wird von Jackson zu einer Party eingeladen. Yeah. Oh, okay, not eingeladen, sorry. Den Freunden wird von Jackson eine Party gegeben. Yeah. To the friends, a party is being given by Jackson. Fantastic. Now moving forward, once again, we'll find a combination. The taxi driver gives to the lady the suitcase. So basically the underlying word is to the lady. So let's find out. To the lady, if you understand, is dative. Okay. So if it's dative, the rule we learned is dative remains dative. As you can see here, yes, written here easily, dative remains dative in passive sentence. So we'll let der Frau be der Frau because it means to the lady, der Frau. Now the verb is werden. As per the rule, when you conjugate in third person. So it will be der Frau wird. Now from whom? Von is dative. From the taxi driver, that's der Taxifahrer. Von, and it will become dem, der, dem. Dem is masculine, so von dem. Or I could write vom. Yes, a combination of von and dem. Vom Taxifahrer. What? So to the lady, the suitcase is being given by the taxi driver. Yes, so what is being given? The suitcase, that's accusative. It will remain accusative. Den Koffer. Yes, der Frau wird vom Taxifahrer den Koffer. To give is geben. In perfect, it will become you add a GE and end it with the EN in this case. It remains like gegeben. Yeah. Der Arzt hilft dem Patient. So the doctor gives to the patient's help. So to the patients will remain to the patients. We can't say the patients are being given help by the doctor. It's be to the patient's help is being given by the doctor. So we'll write here. We'll begin with dem Patient, dative bleibt dative. Conjugate the verb werden. It will be in third person. Wird the Patient, dem Patient wird from the Arzt, von dem Arzt. It will be vom Arzt. Yes, dative. Geholfen. The verb to help is helfen. In perfect form, it becomes, you add a GE and it's then geholfen. Yes. Dem Patient wird von dem Arzt geholfen. Yeah. To the patient's help is being given by the doctor. Okay. Der Lehrer erklärt den Studenten den Satz. The teacher explains to the students the sentence. So underlying word is den Studenten. So the rule is dative remains dative. We'll let it remain to the students. We will not write the Studenten. The Studenten, that will be wrong because it will be like saying students are being explained the sentence. Rather, it should be to the students. An explanation is being given about the sentence. Yes. So it should be to the students in German. So we'll keep it like den Studenten. The helping verb is werden and it'll be conjugated in third person, irrespective of if this is plural or not. We'll still say den Studenten wird. Very good. Von dem Lehrer, or we could write vom Lehrer. Save us little space. Vom Lehrer. What explained den Satz? That'll remain accusative. Den Satz. Erklären is erklären, and in perfect it's erklärt. No GE as well. Okay, let's write it here. Erklärt. Perfect. Okay, den Studenten wird vom Lehrer den Satz erklärt. Okay, now moving forward. For verbs which do not have an object, like the sentence below, also known as intransitive verbs, use it as the subject. Now, certain verbs in German do not have an object altogether. Like, for example, I clap. Yeah, that's a simple sentence without an object. Yes, people dance in the party. Now, people dance. Now, there is no direct object. There's simply a preposition in the party. So verbs with movement and all, they don't really have a direct object. Yes, they have like directly a preposition. I go to the USA. I go, yes, I go in the room. All these verbs which have movement in them, they literally don't have the object. They don't have a direct object. So they're called intransitive verbs. So people danced in the party. For such verbs where there is no direct object to be found, even indirect object, none to be found, in that case, we introduce our own subject in the passive sentence, that is es. In German, es, in German, in English, it. It is being danced by the people in the party. Sounds a little weird in English. In German, it might look like this. Die Leute tanzen auf der Party. People are dancing in the party. We'll begin with es. Es. Then we'll conjugate the verb werden, es wird, von den Leuten, yes, von den Leuten auf der Party gedanscht. It's being danced by the people in the party, yes? Okay, let's do another one, the same lines. It says, der Mann fährt nach Hause. Yes, der Mann fährt nach Hause. Again, the man drives to home. Again, there is no direct object. There is no who, whom, to whom. Yes, there is nothing of that sort. There is just a preposition, and then there is an adverb which shows house. Yeah, Hause in German is an adverb which means the place of the house. So basically the idea is the man drives to house. So here again we'll introduce the word es, and we'll say es wird. It's written in the past. It's written in the present, so we'll keep it in present. Es wird von dem Mann nach Hause. Now the verb is fahren. In the past, in the perfect tense it becomes. What is the perfect tense of fahren? Yes, gefahren. Fantastic. Es wird von dem Mann nach Hause gefahren. It's being traveled by the man to home. Now it sounds a little off in English. In German it's perfectly okay. Wird Markus ein bekannter Sänger? Okay, now this is an interesting sentence. Let's see if I can do it. Now basically you have the object ein bekannter Sänger. It'll remain ein bekannter Sänger. It's already is in nominative since werden is a nominative verb. Okay, it's a question, sorry. So we need to begin the sentence with a verb. So the verb is basically wird. Wird ein bekannter Sänger von Markus. To become is werden, and in perfect is geworden. So it'll basically be a fame. Okay. Wird Markus ein bekannter Sänger. So it'll basically be is Markus. Okay. we could write it like this. Wird ein bekannter Sänger von Marcos geworden. Is a famous singer being made by. Now this is one sentence I think is not possible to make into dative, into passive, because subject and the object are the same. So that's what I wanted to tell you. If the subject and the object of a sentence are same, they cannot be turned into passive, no matter how much you try. Yes, because the subject and the object would be the same. It wouldn't make sense. Yes, it'll sound like a famous singer is being made from Marcos. It's like he's making a famous singer. Yes, so it doesn't really qualify. So all the four verbs, sein, werden, heißen, bleiben, they cannot be made into passive. Yes, so we could strike this off and we could see it like this. Very good. I've struck it off. So you need to remember the nominative verbs cannot be made into passive. Okay, empfiehlt ihr ein neues Harry Potter Buch. He recommends to her a new book, a new Harry Potter book. So who recommends to whom what? So to whom is dative. You already could see here it's ihr. So we remember the rule. What is the rule? Dative remains dative. So we'll say ihr. Then we'll conjugate the helping verb in third person. Ich werde, du wirst, er, sie, es wird. Ihr wird von. Now what is von is dative. What is the dative of er? It's er, ihn, ihm. Yes, just like der, den, dem. So it will be von ihm. Yes, from him. Ihr wird von ihm ein what? Ein neues Deutsch Harry Potter Buch. Sorry, Harry Potter book. The verb is empfehlen. In the past it becomes, sorry, in the perfect it becomes empfohlen. Fantastic. Empfohlen. Yes. Ihr wird von ihm ein neues Harry Potter Buch empfohlen. To her a new book is recommended by him. To her a new Harry Potter book is recommended by him. Okay, der Präsident besuchte die kleinen Kinder. So basically the kleinen Kinder are the object. We'll turn them into the subject. We'll begin with the kleinen Kinder. We'll make the helping verb, which is in the past tense. If you look closely, besuchte. So you'll not write werden, you'll write wurden. Ich wurde, du wurdest, er, sie, es wurdet, er, sie, es wurde. Wir wurden, ihr wurdet, sie, sie wurden. So the kleinen Kinder qualify under sie, sie, third person plural. So we say the kleinen Kinder wurden from the president. That's von dem Präsident. Very good. Präsident. Now the verb is besuchen. In the perfect form it's also besucht. So we'll write besucht, not gebesucht. It sounds funny. Die kleinen Kinder wurden von dem Präsident besucht. The little children were being visited by the president. Der Arzt hilft dem Patient. So again, dem Patient is your basic object, direct, indirect object. It doesn't really matter. What we'll do is we'll begin first of all with the dative, Bleibdative approach. This is dem Patient. So we'll keep it dem Patient. Yes, the doctor gives help to the patient. To the patient, help is being given by doctor. So it will be dem Ärzte. Very good. Dem Entschuldigung, not Ärzte, dem Patient. Very good. It's in the present form. So wird, dem Patient wird von dem Arzt. And the helping verb for helfen is geholfen. Fantastic. So dem Patient wird von dem Arzt geholfen. To the patient, help is being given by the doctor. Okay, fantastic. Yes. Kleine Sekunde. Let's move forward. Still got some sentences for you to do. Yes. So this is the next one. Yes. So moving forward, it's der Arzt hilft dem Patient. Repeating the sentence once again. So dem Patient wird von dem Arzt geholfen. So the original sentence has the doctor gives to the patient's help, to the patient help. Now since help is a hidden dative verb, if you remember, who gives to whom help? Yes. So again, that's dative. So dative remains dative and the meaning is to the patient. A help is being given by the Tochter. Fantastic. Now let's move forward and see a couple more sentences. Okay, so the next sentence says, die Zuschauer gingen nach Hause. The Zuschauer are like your audience. The audience goes home. So if you see here, there is no direct object or indirect object. There is just a preposition and an adverb, which means at home. So we need to use the rule of when there is no object in a sentence, we introduce S. So we say S wird, yes, it's being. The S wird von is dative, so Zuschauer is plural. Yes, so we write den, der, den Zuschauer. How do we make dative plural? We have an extra N in the end, belongs to den. So es wird von den Zuschauern nach Hause gegangen. Now this wouldn't sound pleasant in English, but in German it definitely does. Yeah, it's been gone by the audiences to home. Okay, that doesn't really suit the English language, but it definitely is possible in German. So the Moderator las die Nachrichten. The moderator read the news. Yes, so basically, let's see it like this. What are being read? Die Nachrichten. That will be changed into the subject. The Nachrichten. It's plural, so we'll write werden, but it's the tense is past, so we'll keep care of that and write wurden. Ich wurde, du wurdest, er, sie, es. Wurde, wir wurden, ihr wurdet, sie, sie wurden. So that's the third person plural. Die Nachrichten wurden from whom? Von Moderator is masculine, so it's dem, der, dem, it'll be dem. Von dem Moderator. Very good. The verb is to read, lesen. In perfect, it's gelesen. Very good. Die Nachrichten wurden von dem Moderator gelesen. Okay. Now let's see. There are a few more before we finish today's little extended lesson. So, okay. There is another meaning of dative which we might have seldom used. It's to whom, for whom. Sometimes it's also from whom. Yes. So der Diebstahl der Frau die Halskette. The thief stole from the lady the neckpiece, the necklace. So it will basically be, if you're changing it for Halskette, it will be easy. Yes. What is being stolen? It's the Halskette. It will change into nominative. We'll write the Halskette. Then the helping verb for passive, it will werden. It's third person singular, wird. Die Halskette wird. From whom? From the thief. Von, and thief is masculine, so dem Dieb, dem, der, dem. Von dem Dieb, yes. From whom is it being? Or to understand it even better, the Halskette wird von dem Dieb. It's like the necklace is being by the thief, yes, stolen from the lady. So from whom? From the lady. It's der Frau. It'll remain der Frau. Yes. Der Frau. Okay, so die Halskette wird von dem Dieb der Frau. The verb is to steal, which is stehlen. In past, in perfect, it will become gestohlen. Perfect. Die Halskette wird von dem Dieb